All right, so I'll have to look up the numbers on this. I don't remember, but I think the universe is like 9 billion years old or something, and Earth is like 4 billion, 4.9, something. And so I read about the Fermi paradox and things like that, and the fact that since we've only been around for this minuscule amount of time compared to the age of the universe and the galaxy, that if we came across another civilization, there's a high probability that that civilization would have evolved long before us, and therefore be much more vastly technologically superior to us. And so that's all interesting. But there's also something that popped into my head. I was watching a YouTube video not too long ago, and I learned that all the coal on Earth was made at the same time. So there was a period of time, hundreds of millions of years ago, when there were trees that evolved beyond just soft plants. Trees with trunks and hard, basically with the ability to make wood, evolved and covered the earth. And then these trees would die, and they would just lie there, and there wasn't any decomposition. Decomposition happens with bacteria and fungus, things like that eat away and break the chemicals within a tree trunk down to its constituent parts, basically eat it and turn it into something else. But for millions of years, there weren't any of those bacteria or fungus. They hadn't evolved yet, so the tree trunks and stuff just sat there on the ground and were covered in peat and other things, and eventually, over millions of years, that layer of wood was compressed and turned into coal. So there's a coal layer across the entire Earth that's the same age. So I found that interesting, and then I thought, well, probably similar to oil, right? I mean, obviously not just a short period of time, but all the oil on Earth was put there from life hundreds of millions of years ago. So to have energy, to be a technological civilization, we wouldn't be able to be a technological civilization, not a highly technological civilization, without coal and oil. Coal is great for energy, and that's good. But oil is the essential ingredient in pretty much all organic chemicals. And organic chemicals are what we use to create materials. Various plastics, various nylon, and pretty much anything that's an organic chemical. And other than metal and wood, that's pretty much everything is made out of some sort of organic material. I could be wrong about that, somebody can correct me on that. But so without that vast period of time between the creation of the earth and now, to deposit and have the amount of time to create the conditions to have these energy sources, and oil in particular, I don't know that a technological civilization could really rise. I mean, unless you can do that without, all of the organic chemicals that come out. I think silicon is an element. So I don't know that I think that's a material that's an element. So I guess you could have silicon, but you know, there's plastics and material science is vast, and it's mostly organic, unless it's a constituent element, or alloy or something made from constituent elements. So if the conditions, you know, obviously the what made the coal was pretty unique. I mean, that might not have happened the same way on every planet with life, right? So there are planets out there that may have no coal, that have life but no coal. And you know, the way our planet evolved has allowed for things like coal and oil, which we as humans have been able to exploit to advance our civilization.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Yeah, I just went by that speed trap, so you're a little off. Anyway, so, you know, another planet whose first life forms evolve into intelligence, might not matter how intelligent they are, if they don't have the means. You know, it wasn't until the discovery of these things that the industrial revolution, the technological revolution, really took off. You know, up until then, we were burning whale oil and wood. So yeah, I don't know. It's just there are a lot of things unique about planet Earth that might not be the conditions of another planet and another form of life. And if your planet evolved and it wasn't a carbon-based life form, life as we know it, it was some other life basis for that life, then you wouldn't ever have oil, because oil is carbon. And maybe you can make oil. I don't know. Seems like it'd be tough for a civilization to really explode technologically without the conditions of the planet that have been gifted to us. I don't know. It's just interesting to think about.